The power is in working with those cracks that are appearing, not the places where the foundation is rock strong. It's true, and it's really heartbreaking, that there are people who will continue to cling to an inhumanity that to many of us is unimaginable. We know that they do. And we know some of them do it out of a lust for dominance. Some of them do it out of ignorance. Some of them do it out of solidarity with a teeny tiny set of people they're with. They do it for all kinds of reasons. But I have to say, I remember exactly where I was when I figured this out. Many, many, many years ago, I was at the University of Connecticut at Storrs, and there was a women's presentation. Some man got up and started arguing. And I just understood in that moment that I wouldn't be trying to engage with people who weren't trying to engage. Like, I don't argue back. I don't make any arguments about what's wrong with all the constitutional things that happened with Kavanaugh, because I don't want to be in an argument. I want to be in, like, what action can we take? And so it's true. There are people who are behaving what I would call pretty inhumanly. They are. And we have to win anyway. That is a potential in human beings. And what's happened is our little East colony has been hijacked and overrun ever since the 80s, and continuing right through Clinton, ever since the Democrats adopted neoliberalism as an economic theory. Since then, the idea that if everybody's out for themselves, that will make the best outcome is what's been running our world. And it's destroying it, and we all know it. And we have to out-mutual them. And we can't beat them out of the system. They're always going to be part of the human potential. It's a hard thing to think about, but it's true. And I'm going to spend 1 minute talking about how I think of that. And that's that, okay, I'm going to spend 2 minutes. When I was in prison, we would line up to be in line for food, okay? And there were people like that would always like jump the line. There was essentially a gang of them. And for a place where everything is watched, I don't quite understand why there was never an officer in that court. But it was happening, there was nobody watching and stopping them. And we were all grumbling. Now, let me just give you some background. If I was late for lunch and they ran out of some kind of food, it didn't matter. Usually what they substituted was better. If I needed to be someplace on time early, I would have been able to get released and go someplace early. None of this was going to have any impact on my life, but I was ready to fight over it. And partly I was ready to fight over it because my people, and mine, were like, this isn't right, this isn't right. And one day, honest to God, I don't know why, I don't know how I ever thought to do this stupid thing. I said, I'm going to stand right in front of that woman when she starts to walk by us, and we're in line here, and she's just walking by. And I said, no, you aren't. And she pushes, and she says, yes, I am. But all of a sudden, everybody's rooting for one side or the other in a fight. And I realized that's not the outcome I was headed for. But I worked with it for so long. I said, what is this? What is this gut instinct on my part? I can't get rid of it. It is part of me. If somebody's dominating me and my people, I have to fight. Well, then I saw a National Geographic program about chimpanzees at the end of the dry season. Now, we evolved, our biology evolved in that dry season, rainy season world. And sometimes the dry season in some places is so extreme, there's not water at the end. And there was a seep with a little twig and one drop of water at a time coming off of that twig. You know who got that water? The alpha male. That's who. And the rest of the chimpanzees wouldn't be here if the dominators had not survived that bottleneck. They are part of our survival. And, you know, sometimes I think, well, they may very well be again, but let's just don't be confused about whether this is one of those times. It's so easy. It's like, it's really why I was unafraid to write, I am afraid. These people are wrecking the world. That is the response in that world that says they're dominating, they're going to kill us, we've got to fight back in the same way that they're fighting. And so we'll never get rid of that awful way of some people behaving.
You can't fight back in the same way.
No, you can't. You can't. You can't. First of all, they will
Because they
always
just
draw
take
you
what
to
they
where
want.
they have the power. You know, that's the most important reason I know not to go fighting head to head. They will always draw all of the opposition to where they have the power.
So what did you do in that situation?
In that situation, I actually stepped back into the line. I just stepped back into the line and didn't, and just calmed the whole thing down. Yeah, realized how known that was as a move. But you know, I had to try. You know. Any more? Thank you so much.
Thank you.